Hey everyone, welcome. Today, we're jumping straight into GitHub Actions. We're going to demystify this incredibly powerful tool that lets you build, test, and deploy your code automatically, all without ever leaving GitHub.
So, I gotta ask, is your team still spending precious time and energy wrestling with a separate CI server? You know, like an old Jenkins box that needs constant patching, plugin updates, and just general care and feeding? What if you could just skip all of that?
All right, so here's the game plan for today. We're going to start with the big why behind it all. Then we'll break down the anatomy of a workflow, piece by piece. After that, we'll see how it's all event-driven, explore some really cool advanced stuff, cover the tips and traps you need to know, and finally, wrap up with why this is the go-to choice for so many modern teams.
So first things first, automating inside GitHub. This section is all about the fundamental shift in thinking that makes GitHub Actions such a game changer.
And this right here is the absolute core of it. The big idea is that your automation, your entire CI/CD pipeline, lives literally right alongside your code in the same repository. This means there's almost zero setup, and you get this incredibly deep integration with everything you're already using, like pull requests, code reviews, and releases.
Okay, so now that we get the why, let's get into the what. We're going to break down the anatomy of a workflow. The best way to think about it is like a recipe. You've got the whole recipe, then you have the main stages like prep and bake, and then you have the individual instructions, add flour, preheat oven.
So at the very top, you've got the workflow. This is the whole shebang, the entire automated process from the moment it kicks off to the very end. It's the container for everything else. Now, inside that workflow, you have one or more jobs. A job is just a collection of steps that all run on the same virtual machine, what we call a runner. And this is where it gets really cool. See that part about run in parallel by default? That is a huge deal for speed, because you can run your tests and your builds at the exact same time. And digging down one more level, we get to the steps. A step is the smallest piece of the puzzle. It can be a super simple shell command, or it can be a reusable packaged up command called an action that someone else has already built.
So let's just quickly put that all together again. The workflow is the whole recipe. A job is a big stage, like baking. And a step is just one single instruction, like add flour. If you can get this hierarchy in your head, you're halfway there to building your own pipelines. Okay, so we've got our building blocks. But how do we actually kick things off? That brings us to Section 3, Event-Driven CI/CD. This is the real magic, because your workflows aren't just sitting there waiting for you to push a button. They react to things happening in your code.
And it all comes down to a simple text file. Your entire workflow is defined in what's called a YAML file. You can see a little snippet here. You just name it something like ci.yaml, and you have to put it in a very specific folder, .github/workflows/. That's how GitHub knows to pick it up.
So when you look inside that file, what are you actually seeing? Well, name is pretty obvious. It's just the name you'll see on the screen. On is the critical one. That's the trigger. Jobs is where you define all your stages. Runs on tells GitHub what kind of computer to use, like Ubuntu. Uses is for grabbing one of those pre-built actions, and run is where you just type out your own shell commands.
And that on keyword, man, it is super powerful. You can trigger your workflow on a push to a certain branch, when someone opens a pull request, when you cut a new release, or even on a timer with schedule. And if you need to, you can always just kick it off manually with workflow dispatch. It's that flexibility that makes it so powerful.
All right, so building and testing is great, but that's just scratching the surface. GitHub Actions can go so much further, especially when you start integrating it with modern tools like Docker and Kubernetes.
You know, a classic example you'll see everywhere is building Docker images. The flow is usually pretty simple. Your workflow checks out the latest code, it builds your Docker image, maybe it even runs a few tests inside that new container to make sure it works, and then it pushes the final image up to a registry. And all of that happens automatically.
And the fun doesn't stop with just building an image. From there, you can have your actions connect straight to your Kubernetes cluster and deploy your app. You can have it run Helm upgrades, or if you're into GitOps, you can even have it trigger a sync in a tool like Argo CD. It really lets you build that full end-to-end deployment pipeline. Okay, this next part is super important. We know what it can do, but how do you do it right? Let's talk about some essential best practices, the tips, tricks, and traps that'll help you build pipelines that are secure, fast, and easy to manage.
So, let's start with the common traps, the things you absolutely want to avoid. Number 1,
And please, never do this hard-coding secrets like passwords or API keys right in your workflow file. Big no-no. Also, try to avoid building these giant single-file workflows that do a million things. They're a nightmare to debug. And a huge one is forgetting to use caching. It'll make your build so much faster.
But don't worry. For every trap, there is a pro tip. Instead of hard-coding secrets, always use GitHub's built-in encrypted secrets. Instead of one giant workflow, break your logic down into smaller jobs. To speed things up, make sure you use the official actions/cache action. And for security, always pin your action versions to a specific commit and use tokens that have the absolute minimum permissions they need. All right, let's zoom out and bring this all home. Why has GitHub Actions become the default, the go-to choice for so many developers and teams out there? And honestly, when you put it side by side with a classic tool like Jenkins, the difference becomes pretty stark. Actions is a managed service, no servers for you to maintain. It uses simple YAML files instead of complicated scripting languages. But the biggest thing is that it's native to GitHub. That seamless integration means way less maintenance for you.
I mean, just look at the sheer range of things people are doing with this. Of course, you have your standard build and test pipelines, but then you have people building Docker images, deploying to Kubernetes, provisioning their cloud infrastructure with code, running automated security scans, even publishing packages automatically. The versatility is just incredible.
So, I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. We're all trying to move faster and simplify our tool chains. If your code, your collaboration, and your project management all live on GitHub, doesn't it just make sense for your CI/CD to live there too?